All right, folks, here I am on location at my store. As you can see, Sebastian Coe is behind me. I don't know if you can see him, but anyway. I just want to go over some things. Right now, the market, and I may stop this video at any moment if a customer walks in the door, just opened the store this morning, is down 66 points, below 7,900. Some interesting things I'd like to point out. Remember when I had made a video a while ago, maybe about 4 months ago, called the golden bottom. And I said I didn't know when the bottom was going to hit, but whatever it is, it would match, an ounce of gold would match a share of the Dow. So at this point, the S&P is at 816 at this very second, and gold is at 916. It has exceeded, an ounce of gold is exceeded by $100 to one share of the S&P. So the next move will be the NASDAQ and so on. So just to give you a couple of ideas, and in case no one's watching, and I think I'm going to be probably putting on this video probably tonight, so this is going to be after the fact, but what I wanted to point out was manufacturing. You know, they say that U.S. manufacturing shrank less than forecast, but you have to also factor in that there's a lot of, when they did the GDP numbers, the GDP numbers were lighter than they thought. They thought the GDP would be down 5%, but it was only down by 3.5, relatively speaking. It's a minor amount, but the reason why it wasn't at 5% is because there was so much stuff on the shelves. There was so much stuff in storage, and this is also, you know, the ISM index is erroneous anyway, but the manufacturing index shrinks less because wholesalers are still holding on to product, and as long as you're selling product, the number will rise. It's a fake number or a false fake, basically. Just some other items I'd like to point out today with the Financial Times, which of course for some reason I must have left at home, but when the Prime Minister of China, basically the economic minister, pointed out that they're going to try to do a stimulus package and refuted Geithner, who is now our Secretary of Treasury, replacing Mr. Paulson. Mr. Geithner stated that the reason why the economic response has not been good from all our stimulus packages here is because the Chinese refuse to spend any of their money there, which is just setting up what will become, what is a natural function during a depression, which is isolationism, which, like I said, is probably the best way. In a previous video, I also said, probably the best way to bail ourselves out. So Obama may be pulling a political avenue here, where he is basically creating what naturally happens. You know, when the world economy is linked together and then start to fall apart together, they try to close off. You know, and they try to close off and become insular. So what's basically happening here, ladies and gentlemen, is what I kind of sort of predicted, which is we're going to become isolationist, and it's probably going to it's probably going to happen in the next 6 months. The Chinese have always done it. You try to get a product into their country from outside. The tariffs are so bloody high that nobody could bring it in. But on the other hand, when we bring stuff in, we don't charge them almost any tariff. In fact, we pay them we basically pay them to bring their stuff in because they've got us by the short hairs because they're holding on to our treasuries. This is going to be decoupling, is what they call it, and decoupling is what's going to happen. So just to give you a couple of options, just want to, now after I've laid all that for you, now for my personal update, we ended the month here at the store almost parallel to last year. So we actually ended strong. Part of the reason was because we were able to lay off some people and save some money and basically came out even. So February is historically slow for retailers, especially my type of business. We're in that transition period where the weather has gotten very, very cold. Most people who have bought shoes or clothing for the winter have bought them, and probably by the middle of the month, most of us folks, to get rid of our inventory, will do a small sale, not like the 70 to 95% sales that even our friends over at Circuit City are now doing during liquidation. My next video with you will be probably a multitude of videos like I did when we went to the homestead. We're going to go to the homestead on Wednesday, and we're going to actually speak to a contractor about using a piece of equipment to clear the land, and then we're going to probably create those raised beds. Sorry, Mark. I'm going to do a hybrid. I'm going to have slightly raised beds, but I'm going to gate it in so the deer can't get in. We'll talk about that. Don't worry about it. But anyway, so that's the story. Just want to let you know. Just looking over the camera to make sure I'm facing the door, so in case anybody walks in, I may stop it abruptly, so I apologize. But so my next few videos will be preparation to grow vegetables. And what I'm looking at right now, my schedule, I'm on a part-time schedule, so I'm working 3 days at the store by myself. My manager is working 4. My part-timers are furloughed, although on the standby, and lucky for me, both my part-timers are students, so you know, they're living at home, and you know, I mean, losing an income is losing an income, but it's much better than, you know, laying off somebody who's a family person, a family man or a family woman who's taking care of a child or whatever. So relatively speaking, I made a hard decision. Many people are going to make those hard decisions. 2 things that you're going to have to keep your eye open, and I'm probably going to do a video on, is this Friday. This Friday is going to be the unemployment numbers, and this Friday is going to be very interesting because everybody is already, people on Bloomberg are already pumping people up that it's going to be high. It's going to be in the high 7s. I think that even with them tweaking the numbers, right now with the non-farm payroll as of last week, they were talking about 1.2 million people. When you take the non-farm, which is funny because they also use whoever's considered non-farm is anybody who is not working in construction, selling wholesale. Wholesale is considered non-farm, which is ridiculous. So anybody who's working either producing or like if you're a longshoreman or whatever, you're considered non-farm. But when even when they remove the non-farm payroll and leave people who are in retail, it's coming way above 600,000. Last check, it was 548, but that was 3 weeks ago, and we know that they had laid off almost 72,000 people in 3 days of last week. So it's easily over 600,000 if you do the numbers. So that's my short video for today. Your wishes and prayers are appreciated. Thank you very much. And like I said, right now it's the quiet period. Naturally, let's hope it's not more quiet than it normally is. So until further notice, peace.